10th try trying to get this to work. Hey guys, it's Julia. So today we are going to be doing a book haul because I didn't want to wait till the end of July to do a book haul. I obtained some more books and I was like, why not post a book haul, Julia? You have books to show the world and feelings about the books to share with the world, but not too many feelings because I have read one of these books. So I don't really have that many developed feelings for the books, but we're going to talk about the books kind of ish. Okay, let's just get on to it before I do this for 10 minutes. So, the first book that I have to show you today is Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. I've heard so many amazing things about this book and this whole series and the Bloodline series and all the things that go along with this. Basically, in this book, there are two different types of vampires. There are the good vampires, which are the Moroi. And then there are the bad vampires, which are the Strigoi. I don't know how to pronounce things. There are these two vampires which are on the good side, and one of their names is Rose Hathaway, and she is kind of like the guardian of the royal princess vampire person, Vasilisa Dragomir. Why are these names so hard to pronounce? Like, are they all Italian? So basically, they ran away for a reason, but then they get caught and they are sent back to the Vampire Academy, and things happen inside the Vampire Academy, and there's conflict and battles and wonderful things like that, and sass and humor. And I actually read this book. Probably wouldn't believe that considering the brief synopsis I just gave you because it sounds like I know literally nothing. But I read this book and I really enjoyed it, so after I read this one, I went and picked up Frostbite by Richelle Mead, which is the second book in the series. I picked this up today and I'm very excited to read it. So the next book that I bought is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. So this book is about this girl who's kind of a Southern belle named Harper in the running for homecoming queen. Everyone loves her. She's like this beautiful Southern belle person. And then after like this party, she gets these powers or something. That's what I've heard. She gets these powers and then she becomes this guardian of this dude who apparently she doesn't really like, but then she starts liking him, and that's literally all I know about this book. And I have heard so many amazing things about this book. I don't know why I didn't pick it up sooner. I totally thought this was a beautiful, like, you know, girly cover, and I never noticed the knife on top until someone pointed it out to me, which is kind of stupid because it's like right there on the cover. It's very pretty. It looks very girly and sweet, but apparently that is deceiving and it's not very girly or sweet. Fun and silly and hilarious, and it kind of has a twist in it, and I am excited to read it. The next book that I have is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. Yet another book that I'm like 10 years late on the bandwagon for, but I think this is what this haul is. It's the I'm 10 years late on this bandwagon book haul. Like, all of these books were published like 2 or 3 years ago at the least, and so these are all just books that I'm just getting to, so late bloomer. That sounds weird. I'm not gonna say that again. What happens apparently is there's a bunch of waves, and in the first one there's only darkness, and after the second one only the lucky then remain, and then after the third one only the unlucky survive, and then after the fourth one you can't trust anyone. There's the fifth wave, and there's this girl who's like running from everyone, from them, who are these like alien, non-human, extraterrestrial creatures, I guess. So she's running from them because they're probably dangerous, probably that's usually what happens with extraterrestrial creatures. And then she runs into a boy who's surprised. Not me. Boys seem to happen a lot everywhere, I don't know. Or she believed that staying alone was staying alive, and now she found a boy, so that's probably gonna change her aspect on stuff. I've heard crazy amazing things about this, not so amazing things about the sequel, but you gotta at least read the first book, right? The next book I have, I am so excited for, and it is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom. I have heard so much about this book, and I think just like looking at it, it looks super cool and creepy. In this book there are a bunch of old vintage photos, creepy things like that are integrated into the story, and the story involves a mysterious island and an abandoned orphanage and a strange collection, as we can see, of vintage photos. And this looks like a very creepy book, which is good because I don't normally read creepy stuff. Usually I stick with the cute, contemporary, or like fantasy things. I don't particularly always read creepy things, but I'm really excited to read this because I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and I just want to read it like right now. Like this is one of the next things to read on my TBR, but then I kind of want to save it for like around Halloween time so I can kind of get into the Halloween spirit by reading a creepy book. But I don't know, hopefully I'll read it soon because I am so excited about this one. It's kind of like she's from The Great Gatsby, which leads me into my next book, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Today I was at the bookstore and they were having this sale on classics. And if you know me at all, I don't really read classics, but I really have wanted to get into classics for a long time because they're classics for a reason, like they're obviously amazing. So basically they were having 3 books for $10, so I took advantage of that offer obviously, and yeah. So I picked up The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. No, I have not watched the movie. No, I have not read the book. I know, 10 million years behind. I'm sorry. I am just, okay, peace out. Peace out. Just calm down. Great Gatsby is about this fabulously wealthy man named Jay Gatsby and his love for whatever, Daisy, of lavish parties and things like that. And apparently this is a wonderfully crafted novel of America in the 1920s, the roaring 20s. They are flappers and you know, they don't read books from the past as in like 1920s, like that far back. So it'll be interesting to read this one, and I'm very excited, and it's nice and short, so short is always good in my books. The next classic that I got was 1984 by George Orwell. This is a classic that I've heard a lot about. Apparently it was life-changing for a lot of people. It changed the way people looked at the world, which is crazy. I think it's amazing when books and things like that can do that to you because that means they are very powerful and incredible. So obviously I grabbed this one. Apparently this was actually George Orwell's prediction in 1948 of what 1984 would look like. And it kind of presents a really negative utopia. And at one time it was a very startling and haunting look at the world. I'm excited to read this one because even though it is past 1984 and 1984 already happened, I am excited to read this because life-changing is always cool to read. Even if I don't like it, like looking at it like people's lives have been changed by reading this book, like that's a cool thing. I think that's neat. And the last classic and book that I got was Animal Farm by George Orwell. My friend Piper recommended this to me like months ago, and I finally decided to grab it. They're small, as you can see, smaller than The Great Gatsby. So apparently it's about a group of revolting farm animals trying to establish their own society, which I think is a very interesting concept that I've never really thought about, but it's actually quite an interesting thing to think about. And apparently this book, when it was written, was based on a lot of the political things happening at the time, so that'll be interesting too, to see if I can kind of like connect the dots from the animals to the actual people, if you know what I mean. So this is another classic that will hopefully take me not very long, but I'm excited to read it as well. I can't wait to read all these classics. Like, I want to be a classy, well-versed reader, so gotta read some classics, gotta put those up in there. So that was my book haul, my very out-of-date book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you have any more classic recommendations for me, because I want to read good classics. Please help me out. I want to know the good ones. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!